Hello and welcome back to the channel, and we are here with a breakdown and a theory based around the clip that we get at the end of the second gameplay showcase. Now in this clip we do see the main character get pulled into the collector's edition book. Now I've made a previous video about who I believe this collector's edition book belongs to, and I believe this book itself and the collector's edition wand belong to Merlin. And I will leave a link to that video down below if you want to go watch this first of all. But in this video, we try to make sense of what is actually happening with this book and what the book actually is. Now, I do have a couple of theories as what it could be in this video. It is highly speculative, but it is interesting nonetheless. And if you are interested in anything Hogwarts Legacy or anything of the wider Wizarding world, then you are in the right place because we do cover everything Wizarding world here. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also give this video a like because it really does help my channel out. Now, without any further delay, let's get into this video. So before we get into the meat of this theory, I just want to point out a few cool details about this video clip specifically, because I have gone through it frame by frame, as I normally do, and I have found a few interesting details. The first one is obviously we seem to be in the headmaster's office. As you can see, the headmaster's chair and this desk that we know from when Dumbledore takes its seat. But if you look behind the seat here, there is this stone basin, which to me looks very similar to the pensive, with actually some very interesting details around it. And a lot of these details could potentially link to Merlin. So if we look at the stone basin itself, you can see around it there appears to be the same three circular symbols that link back to the book and link back to Merlin himself. Above the basin we have this really interesting symbol. The colours are the blue and gold that we see around the ancient magic locations in all of the previous trailers, which to me thinks this potentially itself could link back to the ancient magic. The symbol above the basin seems to be lots of concentric shapes. We have a line surrounded by a triangle, which is then surrounded by a pentagon, which is then surrounded by a circle. There also seems to be symbols at all of the points of the triangle. The bottom one in the middle appears to be a diamond, the top left appears to be a triangle, and the top right appears to be a square. There's lots of swirling symbols again, which remind me of the Chamber of Mysteries where we see the supposed Merlin statue. There's also another book to the top left up here which is very prominent and seems to be glowing from the centre. I don't know exactly what this book is, but we know we have the field guide. We also know that we have this book that we are talking about in this trailer, so potentially this is another book we will keep our eyes peeled for throughout the game. Just for noting as well, there is an interactable cup on the table here that we can take a drink from. Now, Merlin, through popular folklore and also through popular concepts, has got lots of links to the stars and the moon. And as we approach the top of the stairs where this book is kept, you can see that the windows around the room appear to have a star, a crescent moon, and the sun in it. And directly above the book is this 8-pronged star. Now the 8-pointed star can be linked to the compass. It is also linked to several deities in different religions. Now one of the meanings of the 8-pronged star is the chaos star, and this has been adopted by some cultures as the symbol of chaos magic. Beneath the symbol of chaos magic we can see the book. Now, one of the most interesting details I would like to point out as we approach this book is that we appear to be putting different pages into the book as we approach. Now, I suggest that we have to look for these pages as we go around, and these pages we will collect and we will add them to the book, which will then allow us to access it in different ways. Now, obviously, in my previous breakdown, again, the link will be below, I have summarised this book and the wand do belong to Merlin. But how has he created it and what is its purpose is now what we're trying to look at in this video. So as you can see, we have added our pages to it and we can now interact with it. When we interact with it, we have this cutscene and this dark magic seems to seep out of the book and it surrounds our character with shadow, and then our character gets sucked into the book. We've only ever seen something like this happening once before, and that is when Harry is reading Tom Riddle's diary. Now, Tom Riddle's diary initially seemed like an innocent object, and it was just a way of viewing memories. But we know from the story that actually that is not the case, and it turns out that what is powering that book is a piece of Voldemort's soul, because he has turned it into a Horcrux. Now, going on that basis, that means that potentially this book could work in the same way, and this could be a Horcrux made by Merlin himself. Now, Horcruxes are inherently known as evil objects because the way that you create them involves you killing somebody to split your soul. Now, we know that actually several of the characters that are displayed as good do actually kill characters in the Harry Potter series. So we know that killing isn't just done for evil people. So potentially it does not mean that Merlin has gone down an evil path to create the Horcrux. Potentially he has done this for noble reasons and has created a Horcrux to teach a future generation how to use ancient magic. Now, this book has the ancient magic symbol on it. We know that. So we know this book is specifically linked to ancient magic. So maybe Merlin was the first person to create or maybe find the ancient magic and can see its power and has specifically put instructions in this book of how to wield it. Or potentially another alternate route would be if we go down the Merlin and Morgana story. Potentially he had done something to trap Morgana, and he knows that at some point in the future Morgana will be released. And this book actually tells somebody in the future how to wield ancient magic to actually prevent her from coming back or to stop her from carrying out whatever plan it was she was trying to carry out during Merlin's time. There is a possibility that this is not a Horcrux because obviously there is lots of magic that we haven't seen. Just seeing Dumbledore in the last films, we know that he understands magic in a greater detail than Harry ever does, and obviously we see the books through Harry's eyes. So there could possibly be another way of us jumping into memories or jumping into this book. This may even be a more primitive form of a pensive, and the memories themselves are actually kept within the pages. Now, there's a repercussion to both of these theories, and the first one is, if this was created by Merlin, we do know that some magic stops when the caster dies. We see this with Voldemort and lots of people coming out of the Imperius Curse once he is defeated. Potentially, this could mean that Merlin is still alive if the magic is still active. However, we do know that magical objects seem to hold their magic after the creator dies. But if we look at the other theory, and this is potentially a Horcrux, then that 100% means that Merlin is still alive because there is a piece of soul tethering him to the living world. So where is Merlin if that is the case? Now, when Voldemort became less than spirit after he died, he went to Albania and he actually possessed lots of animals during this time. Now, he said that snakes were not fit for purpose and they kept dying, but he possessed more and more of them. Now, if that is the case, then Merlin could potentially be possessing an animal, but what animal would be able to keep Merlin alive and not die and be able to be possessed by him for the generations that have already been? Now, we see a creature several times throughout the trailer, and actually when you see it, it appears to look different to what we would expect it to be. And that is, of course, the dragon that we see throughout these trailers. As you can see, the dragon has this strange glow to it, suggesting to me that potentially this dragon is more than it seems. Potentially this dragon is holding the remaining living piece of Merlin inside it, and Merlin is possessing this dragon. This Merlin dragon could potentially be guarding where he has locked away Morgana. Obviously, this is a very speculative theory. We do not have a lot of information to go on, but I have not seen many theories around this book, so I wanted to supply my own and see what you guys think. So there you have it. That is my theory. This book could either potentially be some sort of ancient pensive type artifact that Merlin has created to lead us on the path to ancient magic. Either that, or it could potentially be a Horcrux that Merlin has created, which the repercussion is he is still alive. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this theory, and if you don't agree with it, what do you think this book is? I do reply to every single person in the comments, so make sure you get involved down below. And if you want to discuss the game or the Wizarding World with me outside of these videos, then I do have a Discord server. Come over and join that, and I also have a Twitter, so come and follow me over there, and I will leave the links to both of those down below. As always, I want to thank the members of the channel. You really do not understand how much I appreciate you all and the support that you show me. I cannot believe that this game is less than a month away now. It does not seem real, and up until the point of release and beyond it, we will be covering all of the news that comes out about the game and live streaming it once it is released. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and stick around for that. But that is it for this video, and I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. But until then, mischief managed.